Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Have you ever stopped to think about how incredibly weird it is how we heal? Okay, let's dive into this, because today we are taking a truly epic journey into the ancient machinery of our own minds to figure out exactly why we process hurt the way we do. And what we're about to explore, it reveals that the emotional trials you've been going through are actually part of a massive, thousands of years old survival story.
So let's establish the core mystery of our journey here. Think about a physical injury for a second. Say you break a bone. Your cells immediately get to work, the tissue repairs itself, and eventually the pain just completely fades away, right? But then look at an emotional injury. Literally just one painful sentence, a betrayal, a sudden rejection, that doesn't just fade. It can linger for years just echoing in our minds. Why on earth does a physical cut disappear, but an emotional wound stays so visceral and raw?
Which brings us to a pretty massive question. For the longest time, society has treated emotional pain as this fleeting thing, something that's just in your head, a phantom feeling you should just tough out or shake off. But what if it's not? What if emotional pain is a hard biological reality? What if there's actual physical architecture deep inside your brain pulling the strings? Well, let's cross the threshold and map out exactly what's going on in there.
To really understand our modern minds, we literally have to travel back in time. Imagine it's 40,000 years ago. You're out in the harsh wilderness, part of a small tribe. Absolutely everything, your food, your shelter, your protection from predators, comes from that group. Getting exiled from the tribe? That was a literal death sentence. Now, fast forward to today. The trigger might just be an ignored text message or, being left off a meeting invite. But your brain doesn't know what a smartphone is. It maps that modern heartbreak directly onto those ancient survival stakes.
Because back then, being alone meant you were going to die without a tribe to protect you. Social rejection was literally life-threatening. So evolution did something incredibly clever and honestly incredibly frustrating for us today. It inextricably linked social pain to physical pain. It used the exact same alarm system for both.
Coming back to the present, that evolutionary wiring is exactly why modern rejection feels so intense. A heavy heart, a tight stomach, your thoughts just racing. It's not just a metaphor. Modern brain imaging shows us that when you go through a breakup or feel profoundly excluded, your brain actively lights up the very same regions that handle physical pain. Your brain is treating these emotional wounds as serious physical threats because, well, for most of human history, they were exactly that.
You can kind of think of your ancient brain as this incredibly intense, overprotective companion. Your logical mind might be saying, hey, it's just a text message. I'm perfectly safe sitting here on my couch. But your ancient brain, it totally ignores modern logic. It's constantly panicking, constantly asking this one terrifying question. What if I'm alone? It's just sounding a primal alarm to keep you alive.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the constant replaying. It's a huge hurdle on a road of trials. A broken arm doesn't force you to mentally relive the moment the bone snapped every single night before you fall asleep, right? It just quietly does its thing and heals. So why do our brains trap us in these painful emotional memories? Why does that one rejection just play on a loop?
Well, the answer is rumination. We usually treat rumination like it's a personal flaw, like we're just being weak by overthinking things. But actually, this is just your brain's overzealous attempt to ask, okay, what went wrong? And how can I stop this from ever happening again? It is a survival strategy. Your brain is trying to study the threat to protect you. But tragically, by replaying that memory over and over, it accidentally reinforces the pain and makes the memory even stronger.
Think about how this plays out in your daily life. Let's say you get 10 glowing compliments on a project you did, and just one sharp criticism. Which one are you agonizing over at 2 in the morning? The sheer psychological weight of that one single criticism completely crushes the 10 compliments. We have all absolutely been there, right? And we actually have a name for this monster we're facing on our journey. It's called the negativity bias. It's an ancient guardian whose whole job is to keep us alive in the modern world. Your brain evolved to prioritize painful or dangerous experiences simply because they carry the highest survival value. Comfort is nice and all, but danger is what keeps you breathing.
And this brilliantly illustrates the ancient stakes behind this bias. Forgetting where some delicious berries grew? That's inconvenient. You might be a little hungry for an afternoon. But forgetting the location of a predator attack? That is fatal. Your ancestors survived by remembering the bad stuff, not the good stuff. And that exact same ancestral system is why emotional wounds feel so incredibly impossible to forget today.
Section 3. The ultimate boon. The path to healing.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because now we hit the turning point of our epic explainer where we actually discover the secret to recovery.
This right here is the elixir of our quest, neuroplasticity. It's the incredible, scientifically proven fact that your brain is not fixed. It's continuously changing, adapting, and building new neural pathways throughout your entire life. This grants you the ultimate power to heal. You are absolutely not permanently stuck with the alarms your ancient brain is sounding right now.
So here's your tangible map forward. How do we actually use this neuroplasticity? Step 1, cultivate healthy relationships. Step 2, practice self-compassion. Step 3, actively build those new neural pathways. Every single positive experience you have, every single time you choose self-compassion over beating yourself up, you are actively, physically rewiring your brain's architecture.
We really need to completely reframe what healing actually means. Healing does not mean forgetting, it doesn't mean pretending the bad thing never happened, or trying to wipe the past clean like a computer hard drive. Healing simply means teaching your ancient brain that the danger has passed. Over time, through these new positive pathways, that blaring emotional alarm becomes quieter because your brain finally learns that you are safe again.
Moving to our final section, the return, the true purpose of pain. As we enter the integration phase of our hero's journey, we're shifting how we view emotional pain entirely, from a cursed punishment to a vital teacher.
So the crucial point is that emotional pain isn't your enemy. It's information. It tells you what matters. It reminds you of your core values. It pushes you to adapt and grow. Without emotional pain, humans would literally never have formed the fierce family bonds, the deep friendships, and the strong communities that allowed our species to survive in the first place. The goal isn't to eliminate pain. It's to understand it, because understanding reduces the fear that makes the pain worse.
If you take only one thing away from this explainer, let it be this. The next time your heart hurts, the next time you feel that heavy crush of rejection, remember this: your brain isn't trying to punish you. It is trying to protect you. That pain is a hallmark of human strength and adaptation. Yes, it's a real, physical experience inside your brain, but it absolutely does not have to define your future. Because your brain has the power to heal itself. It just takes time, a little understanding, and new experiences. I want to leave you with this question to reflect on as you think about your own epic journey. What life experience taught you the most through emotional pain? Think about it for a second. And hey, if you feel comfortable, share your survival stories below. You literally never know who might find hope in your journey. Stay curious, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.